This is going to be part 2 in making a Mexican loop holster. I got my pattern, I got my slits all marked out. I've already laid that down on my leather, traced it out with my awl, just went around, and I took my Al Stolman round knife, and I've already cut out most of the pattern. I just left a little bit to finish off, just for time's sake. The leather I'm using is a vegetable tan strap belly Weaver Select from Weaver. Really good leather. This is probably a 6 to 8 ounce piece, which is about as thin as you'd want to use for a holster, I would imagine. Much thinner than that, it might be a little floppy, but I think it'll look pretty good. I'm going to finish cutting this out. Like I said, I've already, with this round knife and as sharp as I can get it using, I got white jeweler's rouge that I put on. I just got a piece of leather with the rough side out stapled to this board, and I rubbed white jeweler's rouge. I got this on Amazon. Just rub that on there real hard, and then just strop your knife. And I use a sharpener too every now and again, just a regular jackknife sharpener that I use on it sometimes, but usually I just drop it to give it a good polished edge. But anyway, with this particular knife, and maybe it's me, I have to go around everything 3 or 4 times usually to get it, or switch to a utility knife after I've gone around all the turns and everything. Just switch to that because it's a sharper blade, but I don't have as good a control in the, like around this area is really hard to get. My knife slipped a little bit, but that's going to be on the inside, and I'll be beveling that edge, taking part of that off anyway. So I think I can get away with that mistake, but we'll finish cutting it here and then move on to the next steps. Okay. And that's going to go like that. Fold around to about right there. That's what it'll look like. We need one more part here. It's not really going to be thick enough. I forgot to grab that leather before I started the video. Just a second. This piece will be good enough. So we're going to need, one part of my pattern that I also forgot is we need a welt. So what a welt is, that's going to go right in the middle of that. So make a pattern for that quick. Let me grab a piece of scrap. Just use one of the messed up parts of my holster for this, I guess. What we're going to do, we're going to take a pencil, just trace out. And what I just did, I went from right about there down to here and just traced that. Now we're going to put this about a ½ inch from that line and just do that again. So that's what we got. Keep a pair of these kind of scissors handy so I'm not always dulling up my round knife cutting this kind of stuff when it's just something small. These scissors don't work real good on leather, but if you use your fabric or leather scissors on paper, you'll dull them up faster than you can blink. So keeping a pair of each handy is kind of nice. this. Just go along this edge here, I guess. Let's trace this out quick. That's not bad. Something small like this, I'll just try cutting it with the scissors. It'll be fine. Which you can use the scissors to cut your entire thing out, but going around the top, you're going to really struggle, and your hand's going to be awful sore if you try to cut it all in one time. These scissors have been polished on that same strop, so they actually cut pretty good. So that piece, we're going to glue that in right there, and then flip it over and we'll clamp it and glue it down to the other side. But that'll be probably in the next video before we get to that part. Right now we need to do a little edge work. So this is just a cheap Amazon edger. To sharpen these, you take your same board, if you make one of these, get a bunch of Jeweler's Rouge on the edge and just run it along that edge. Another thing I've done is take a nail and stick it into your table or something, and then put a piece of thread or string, tie it to that, and then pull it out and put your Jeweler's Rouge on that, and then do it. In fact, got one right here. It's just out of camera, but that'll work pretty good too. But for this big of an edger, the board probably works the best. So I'm just gonna, let's see, I'm gonna edge the top grain and bevel everything but here and here, because that's going to be glued, so that would look goofy if you edge the top of that. This is just like a router on wood is basically what this is doing. It's just rounding off that outer edge, making it look a little better. And I'll do the bottom. We'll do the entire. This is the side that's actually going to be showing, because I'm making a right-handed rough out one, which something else that I just plain got lucky on. You got to really watch, because I forgot to make sure when you got a pattern like this, that's a right-handed holster. Now it's a left-handed holster, so you really got to watch when you're laying that out on your leather that you get that in the right way. Like I said, I kind of forgot about that when I was doing this, so gotta get lucky once in a while, I guess. And, the edges here quick. The rough side of leather never edges as good as front side, but it still looks better if you do it. Okay. That'll work pretty good. I think I'm pretty smooth and consistent. I'll grab the gun quick before I end off the video. The next stage of the process we'll resume on the next video, but I'll grab my gun quick and just see how it looks. Yeah, I think that'll work. Once I get my welt in there, it should fit just about perfect. I could have made it maybe a little bit shorter. I don't think I'm going to do anything with it though, because I think it would look goofy if I shorten it up at this point. But I'd rather have it too long than too short, so I guess that's alright. And it ain't too long by much anyway. I guess that's it for this video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.